My name is Clayton Crawford. Grew up in a little Baptist church back home. Remember being in kids' church and then going to the youth group. And as a young guy, I started to, get curious with things. And I remember the first time I was hanging out with my friend and his sister's older boyfriend. He had some beer in his car. And I remember getting drunk for the first time when I was 14 years old. And it wasn't long after that. It's the first time I ever tried marijuana. Once that happened, it was the open door of everything. So I had progressed at this point to this stuff called synthetic marijuana. I couldn't stop. I couldn't quit. My life is spiraling downhill fast as it can. Every time I turn around, I'm wondering why I'm making more mistakes and ruining relationships and nobody wants to be around me. The cry inside my heart was no, I want to be a better person. Something's got a hold of me, and I just can't change. I was suicidal. At this point, I had been through my second rehab. Eventually, somebody hooked me up, and I started making my own. And it's I'm making 10 pounds at a time and selling it. So now I'm in this whole different lifestyle that I knew nothing about. So I was sitting on my couch one night, and they kicked my door in. So I had 6 guys come in full bulletproof vests with machine guns, yanked me up off the couch, threw me on the ground. So I go to jail and I'm waiting for my first arraignment. And I remember they called my name and they said, Matthew Crawford was these are your charges. And he reads me my bond, and my bond was $1,005,000. And I remember in that moment, my heart kind of sank. They threw me in a cell by myself, isolated me. And I remember, as soon as that cell door shut, it was the life got sucked out of me. I fell to the ground. And it was for the first time in my life, it was the first time in my life since I was 12 years old that I called out to God. And I asked him, I said, man, save me, help me. I'm desperate. I'm desperate for you. And up to this point, I was so hooked on this synthetic marijuana. This wasn't just you smoke it one time a day. I had to smoke it every 30 minutes because my body would go into a detox. My stomach would start cramping. I would throw up stomach acid. But the moment I hit my knees and I called out to God, I could feel my stomach unravel. And I could feel the bondage and the chains release. It was for the first time in my life I felt true freedom. I felt freedom from the prison and the hell that I had been living in for basically my entire life. I could feel his presence in that moment in that jail cell, so I knew he was real. I knew he was there for me. Little did I know, the Lord was working behind the scenes in ways that I never could think or imagine. There was this place called Teen Challenge. It was a 12-month discipleship program. It's not your regular AA or NA rehab program. It's basically what I like to tell people. It's like a Bible boot camp or a Bible college. Little did I know, all I was doing was going to a place that was going to do nothing but fuel that fire and deepen my relationship with God even further. Once you finish that, it'll go back before the judge, and then they'll decide what they want to do from there. Of course, I graduate Teen Challenge, but that's when all the doubt started to set in. I went in front of the judge, and he looked at what I had done. Him and the DAs, they decided that they were going to drop my trafficking charges to distribution, which kept me under the score system of going to prison. Basically, it was a blessing. All that fear and doubt that the enemy was placing over my life, God sent a holy hush over my mind. Looking back now, I can see that there was a battle in the spiritual realm over my life, but I know this for certain. God's word never returns void. He gave me the wife I only could dream of, and restored what was broken between me and my children, and then he entrusted me with 3 more beautiful little girls and a dream job that I know could only come from him. So hear me when I say this. His ways are better. He is the author. He is the redeemer. He is the restorer. And when he writes your story, grace always gets the final word.